Hi everyone, and welcome to my weekly horoscope in my new surroundings here in Brighton. This weekly horoscope is for Monday the 27th of August, going through until Sunday the 2nd of September 2018, and my horoscopes are based on UK time. Now, I'm starting a new setup here in terms of the way I film. I've added some extra lights to my face so that you can see it. We've got two options of filming this. I can either focus on the ocean like this and my face is kind of dark, or I can focus on my face, which lightens up, but then you don't see the ocean, and I prefer seeing the ocean. Let me know what you prefer, and if the face is too dark or not, if it's fine, if you can see me. If it's not fine, I'll buy one of those high those ultra high lamps that really illuminate you. So let's get on with your horoscope. That's the technical stuff out of the way. This week is a very changeable week where you're very powerful, you're very able to get things done, but there are certain lines that potentially you can cross. So I want to go through the week by going through every day and seeing what relationships the planets form in the sky and how that is going to affect all of us here on planet Earth. So as above, so below. It's like taking an astrological weather report and seeing how that's going to apply to all signs of the zodiac here on this planet. Okay, so on Monday the 27th of August, Mars, the planet of masculinity and drive, has been in retrograde for pretty much most of the summer, so around 2 months, and it comes to an end today, and it goes direct in Capricorn. So that is really good news, hooray. In a lot of people's charts, Mars is responsible for drive and desire. So what that means for you is that the engine of drive and ambition gets going again. But do look at what sign your Mars is in, because it's interesting what it drives you towards, and look at what you've been able to do approximately in the last 2 months and see what's opened up for you without the influence of Mars, and what you've been able to do that under normal circumstances you haven't been able to do. So in my case, for instance, I have Mars in Cancer. And Mars in Cancer wants to nurture other people. It wants to connect spiritually. It likes to focus on the imaginative and the creative side of things. With Mars going retrograde, I have found it much easier to focus on myself over the last 2 months and really say, what is it that I need and what is it that I want? So for me, it's been a blessing. If you're someone who has Mars in Aries in your chart, Mars rules Aries, that means that your Mars energy you use to really overcome obstacles and to move forward in life. You would have felt this Mars retrograde very strongly because Mars rules Aries. But, if your Mars is in Virgo or in Capricorn, then look at what has opened up for you in the last 2 months and see what your Mars thereby focuses you on doing. Because you'll have done the opposite in the last 2 months. So, usually I'm focused on nurturing and taking care of others. I did the opposite by focusing on nurturing myself. So this is a really positive day. Mars is now moving forward again, and it's going to give you more energy and drive, and the pace picks up here at the end of August. Now on Tuesday, the 28th of August, the sun moves into Aries at 4:30. No, not the sun. The moon moves into Aries at 4:36 in the afternoon. So now the moon is the part of your soul that really, it's where you feel most at ease and comfortable. And the moon being in Aries now means that you're most comfortable moving forward, getting things done and pioneering things. So we've got Mars, the ruler of Aries, direct, and we have the moon going into Aries. So there are no coincidences. This is a week of picking up that fiery masculine energy again. And in astrology and in tarot, masculinity and femininity are symbols. And the masculine is associated with being independent, building something, working with the physical form and structure. All of those things are assigned to the masculine. So that's really going to now be in the forefront this week, and how do I progress? Now, the Aries Moon on Tuesday conjuncts Chiron in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's an asteroid, and it's also one of the centaurs. It squares Saturn in Capricorn, the planet of structure, and it quincunxes the Sun in Virgo. Mercury, the communication planet, is in Leo, so very open, very ready to speak and communicate, and it squares Jupiter in Scorpio, the lucky planet in the emotional water sign. So Tuesday, the 28th isn't the easiest day in the world. There may be conflict and you pushing towards something that causes friction or competition, or it even creates unwillingness or resistance from others, and you'll react to that as being unacceptable and you want your way. So Mars being direct and your moon being in Aries, let's say you have a formula for a lip gloss that you want to get started, and you've contacted a factory and they've said, no, we can't do this because we don't have one of the ingredients. We could import it, but it's too expensive. We're not doing that, so we're not going to do it. That will be unacceptable to you. You'll say, that's fine, thank you very much. I'm going to look for a different factory who are willing to work with me, and I'm going to get this done. So Aries doesn't let challenges or hurdles along the way stop it. Aries expects hurdles and says, I'm going to get to the end result regardless. So don't feel like, I want my way all the time. I should chill and just be more compromising. Monday and Tuesday are not times to compromise. They're times for you to get things done and to really be productive. So also, with a lot of fire energy comes sometimes a little bit of conflict and aggression and differences of opinion and having to assert yourself. So look at what battles are worth fighting and really which ones aren't. So in your family life, if you're arguing about the dishes or something, but you really have a project that you're trying to get picked up, then don't worry about the dishes. Focus your energy into the project that you want to succeed and that you want to happen. It's a much better use of your energy. Wednesday, the 29th of August, we've got the Aries Moon squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So your desire to move forward and to do things independently now causes friction with the planet of transformation and change. It trines Mercury in Leo, so communication all week is really big and good, and you're not shy this week. The Aries Moon also quincunxes Pluto in Capricorn and Jupiter in Scorpio, so this is quite significant mix here. On Wednesday, you come across as less aggressive and more confident and loving. So yesterday, it was really, I want what I want and I want it now. And that can be seen as a little bit harsh sometimes by other people who are like, well, you know, things don't happen overnight, calm down a bit. And today, you are still focused on what it is that you want to do, but you come across as less demanding and less difficult. So that's the main thing of the day. You're able to leave a good impression on other people. So this is the perfect day, really, to pitch a product idea or a TV show, or to make a public presentation or a speech, or to ask for a promotion, or to assert yourself in some way. What if you're starting a YouTube channel? Wednesday would be a great day to make your debut and to put yourself out there because you come across very well. And that's the mix of Jupiter in Scorpio together with Pluto in Capricorn, changing your circumstances in your life by communicating loudly, publicly, openly, and enjoying this confidence that you have at the moment. Because people who don't have a lot of confidence and who don't like being in the spotlight, this time of the year, you're being given confidence free of charge simply by the astrology. Now on Thursday, the 30th of August, we're getting to a point, the moon is in Aries for a long time this week. I mean, it goes into Aries on Tuesday, and it stays there all the way until Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are all about Aries energy, pioneering, moving things forward. And on Thursday, the Aries moon opposes Venus in Libra, which isn't that great because Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and in Libra, she's thrilled. She rules Libra. She's beautiful, she's elegant, she's able to beautify any situation, to harmonize relationships, to make a great difference. But with the Aries moon opposing that, there's real friction, me or others. The moon then also trines Mercury, the communication planet, big communication, confident communication, loud communication. And it squares Mars in Capricorn, desire, I want this, and Pluto in Capricorn. So I want this to change. So on Thursday, you have now crossed the line from confident and assertive into potentially being arrogant and aggressive. So today is a day to try and turn it down a notch. Don't be as demanding as you feel you're entitled to be. If you had great success yesterday on the Wednesday, then wonderful, celebrate that. But be aware that putting on airs or being pretentious or saying, oh, I'm this and that, the opposition between Venus and the moon will almost be like a mirror. And if you want to see yourself, you can see the reaction in others in a way. So the problem is that other people will be like a mirror to you on this day, and they'll hold up who you are. So you want to see yourself in a certain way, and you want to present a certain image, and you want to see that in the eyes of other people. So you want to control what other people are thinking of you. Now that is impossible. It's an impossible task. It's a thankless job. It's never going to happen, because you can be as nice. I remember I spoke to this man once, and he said, do you know what? For many years, on online dating sites, when I went on there, I would never even accept someone who didn't have hair length up until there. So I would reject anyone who didn't have hair until there. And that's in men he was looking for. So you never know what people are thinking. Like, if you were speaking to that guy and he never got back to you, you would feel like, oh, he's not interested in me, or that's a rejection. You don't know that he's got this weird thing about only being attracted to men with hair down there. You could have never known that. And you have no idea what other people are thinking. So trying to guess how you come across or how you should behave so that you make a good impression is always wrong, because you don't know what they're thinking. They might already be in love with you, or they may be predisposed or pre-programmed to not like you. So all you can do is be yourself. And today, be yourself and try and be proud of your achievements, but don't try and win people over by boasting about your achievements. Remember that if you have to work to get people to like you, those aren't good relationships. The good relationships are when you meet someone and you like each other instantly just because. Excuse me. If you have to work to get someone to like you, forget it. It's never going to work. Work and work and work. It is a lot of work, and it's wasted energy, because, I realized that in my 20s. People either naturally, within 3 seconds, have a liking for you. There's a chemical, energetic connection that is in place with people. Some people you feel uneasy around, some people you feel like you've known forever, and that's the way it is. So trust your feelings on that, and don't work on changing the fundamental vibration of a relationship, because you can't. Now, what's also interesting on Wednesday and Thursday is this strong theme of self-awareness, and this strong theme of, I know who I am and I want to develop certain characteristics, and I want other people to believe this about me. So rather than doing that and trying to control how other people see and perceive you, channel your energy into continuing your work or the projects that you're currently interested in. That is a much better way to use the energy. On Friday, the 31st of August, the last day of this wonderful month, it's been a wonderful August. I hope you've had a lovely time. On Friday, the moon goes into Taurus at 1:31 in the morning. So the moon in Taurus is an earth sign. The Taurus moon then conjunct, so it sits right next to Uranus, the planet of rebellion and eccentricity, which is also in Taurus, and it trines Saturn, structure, in Capricorn, and the sun in Virgo, and it sextiles Neptune, the water planet of dreams and intuition in Pisces. So as you can see, the moon forms a lot of relationships here on Friday, the 31st, and the moon is really our most sensitive part. So it's really hitting all the big boys today, and that's going to have an effect. So the way it affects you on Friday is that you feel more grounded and you focus on what is going on in your physical, material life. What is rather than what could be. So you see your life for what it is, and then your imagination kicks in, Neptune and Pisces, and it's like, oh, but it could be like this. So this amazing eye, this amazing critical eye that you've got, and this amazing perception that you're gifted with on Friday, allows you to use your imagination and to visualize how things could be better. And that's in any area of your life. Work, your physical appearance, where you live, how you live, what country you live in, the content of your work. You're able to get a glimpse of what your future self-actualized self looks like, and you can start that journey today. So Friday is an amazing day which can really be the first day of the rest of your life. It's such an amazing mix because Uranus is, okay, rebellion, eccentricity, I'm doing things my way. We've had a whole week of Mars being direct and lots of Aries energy. And now on Friday, you hit the ground running with that moon in Taurus, and you're like, I've had all this fire burn through me this whole week. I really want to channel that energy into practical things now, which are going to make my life dreams come true. So if you're retired and you've always had a dream of having your own little art studio and creating art in your retirement, or you want to continue working part-time or full-time in your retirement, and you've always wanted a wellness center, then make sure you meditate a little bit on Friday, the 31st of August. Or, if you're able to get glimpses of what the future looks like sometimes, we all do that, whether we're intuitive or not. The universe gives us these visions sometimes. I mean, we dream, for goodness sake. So, whatever way that works for you, maybe you get your visions during sport when you're doing triathlons or swimming. Or maybe you get your visions through meditation or prayer. Or maybe you get it by just sitting there and saying, universe, what do I need to know? Depends on everyone else. But it's important on Friday to make that connection because you can really catch a glimpse of your future actualized self. And it's like, oh my God, I see myself in future as on stage and giving talks to people and signing books. Wow, I guess I must be an author in future. You may get that, and then when you have that, trust it and see how you feel about it. And if it's something you want to pursue it today on Friday the 31st. Now we're moving into Saturday, the 1st of September. The Taurus moon opposes Jupiter in Scorpio. So this earthy moon is 180 degrees away from the lucky planet in Scorpio, which is in a water sign. Then the moon trines, so it forms a harmonious relationship with Pluto, the transformation planet, also in an earth sign, Capricorn. It trines Mars in Capricorn, and it squares Mercury in Leo. So again, we've got a big mix. We've got a big, heavy influence on the moon here. So again, the possibility of success going to your head is very real. So on Friday the 31st, you really gain these great insights and you become overly confident. It's because there's so much kind of masculine, earthy, and fiery energy in the sky this week. There's a real kind of astrological machismo going on. So yesterday, you really hit the ground running and you're like, oh, I'm going to start building this new thing that I really care about. On Saturday, that may have given you a big ego boost and you may overdo it a little bit. So tone it down. So it's the same as we had on Wednesday. So Wednesday and Friday are really the action days. And the days afterwards, Thursday and Saturday, are the days when you need to watch out for boasting about your achievements and getting on other people's nerves by doing that. Because by boasting and constantly like, oh, I did all of this and aren't I fabulous? You know, people are happy for you to a certain extent, but if you move into boasting, then it gets a little bit tiresome. Again, rather than doing that and trying to win people over, which is the other theme, because you do have this mirror of self-awareness and you have this very clear understanding of if you spot it, you got it. You know, like if you see it in another person, you see it in yourself. And you're really kind of obsessed with your image this week. You want to come across as really good. But you can only do that by being authentic. You can only be, you can only really be yourself. And the people who are going to like you are going to like you. And the people who aren't. And there's nothing you can do to try and get people to like you. Like if you say, okay, I want these people to love me, I'm going to give a huge donation to the charity, and then this entire charity will love me. Fine, yes, but that's something that you've bought, and if you don't continue to make, I don't know if that was the right example, but you know, that is thankfulness, that's gratitude. That's not really making friends. It's really just strip down the facades, no masks this week, be yourself, be real, and you won't have so many problems. And if there is this bubbling energy, you can't contain yourself. Because when great things happen, we do want to tell people. It's like, oh my God, you'll never believe what happened to me today. It's so great. And that's fine and perfect. If you're sharing that with your friend, that's great. But then the next day, if you're like, oh, you know, now that I've achieved this wonderful success, I don't really need to speak to people like that anymore, darling, because I'm so way above. That's the energy I'm warning you about, like being too big for your boots kind of thing. So, you know, remember who you are, remember where you came from. You arrived on this planet naked with nothing. You're going to leave similarly, and you're just like the rest of us, okay? You're special, I'm special, we're all special, but really try and get yourself to the right size so that you don't have problems. Because when you blow yourself up into this giant puffer fish and say, look at me, I'm so amazing, other people will want to get their needles out and will want to deflate you. That's just human nature. Because everyone's about balance. We all want balance on this planet of duality. So channel the energy and continue working on your project and take action instead of talking about your achievements on Saturday. Finally, on Sunday, the 2nd of September, we have the moon moving into Gemini at 3 minutes past 8 in the morning. The moon in Gemini immediately makes you more spontaneous, upbeat, communicative. You love to chat. And also the glyph of Gemini is a Roman numeral 2. It's a doorway. It's let's try something new. So that in itself immediately says action. So that immediately says this is a good day for you. The Gemini moon squares the sun in Virgo. So the moon in Gemini is ruled by Mercury. The sun in Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So we've got lots of communicative friction going on. The moon sextiles Aries and Chiron, and it quincunxes Saturn and Capricorn. So Sunday is an amazing day to do some inner work. So to heal wounds that have made up parts of your current character and to let that go. So people always say, I am the result of my experiences. You know, I am what life has made me. I don't really agree with that. I think that spiritually we are always that one person. And that, yes, on an emotional and intellectual level, certain things can change us. We can adopt faulty beliefs and we can behave in ways which aren't natural to who we are. But fundamentally, if we find back to ourselves, we're always the same. And it's about letting go. You know, it's about cleaning the negative stuff away so that they no longer obscure the beauty that is you. And that's what you have the ability to do here on Sunday. Imagine the window to your soul being covered in grime and mud. And you get out some cleaning product and you wash that window down and you sparkle and you shine it so that you can look through and you can look into your soul and you can see where the wounds are and you can see which ones you can let go just by being aware of them and which ones need healing. It's a life-changing opportunity to really let some of these faulty beliefs go poof. So just like the Pisces full moon that we had last Sunday, which was also a fabulous opportunity to look within, to identify the problems, identify what still hurts, because the sun in Virgo is really your ticket to being aware of those wounds and healing them and doing something about them, because Virgo's on your side and it's saying, listen, buddy, or listen, girlfriend, whatever your issue is, I'm going to help you take practical steps to do that. So if you're in pain about the way your parents treated you, then either meditate on that and surrender it to the universe, or go into adult children of alcoholics. It's a 12-step group, or therapy, or whatever works for you. But you become aware of, and we're all unhealed. Anyone who's watching this saying right now, well, I'm perfect, I have no issues, no hang-ups, it's not true, because the human condition is to be unhealed. That's why we're here. We wouldn't be here if we were perfect and complete and saw the unity and oneness of everything, because the illusion of planet Earth is duality. And we've all bought into it, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So, it is a great opportunity to again look into yourself like last Sunday. It's a day where you can overcome some of your own limitations, real serious limitations. You know, if I'm afraid of flying, that's a real limitation. Then I can only get around by bus or by driving, and it's difficult to go overseas unless I take a ship. And your fear of flying may have come from some faulty belief. It may be a genuine fear. It may be a way that one of your other fears has manifested. Because a lot of the time, the thing that we're angry about usually has nothing to do with why we're angry. And a lot of the times when we're fearful, often it's a whole different reason. Sometimes it's from a past life. Sometimes there's no explanation for it, and we have to look within. And that's why these opportunities are great, because you do get to look within and you get to change your life for the better. Remember, the universe wants you to succeed. It wants you to overcome your own kind of limitations. And it wants you to succeed by simply looking within. And by looking within, certain things are immediately just going to resolve themselves, and other things are going to present themselves, so you recognize them and you can actually do something to heal and fix them. So that's what I got for you this week. It looks like an amazing end to August. You certainly have a lot of power this week, and you also have a lot of common sense and practicality and groundedness, so that you can take your power and passion and turn it into something real and get things moving. So be proud of yourself this week. Give yourself a pat on the back and move forward. And if it's difficult or scary, you're doing it anyway. So give yourself props for that, and really build your self-confidence by saying, look at what I'm doing. I'm taking risks. I'm doing all of these things. I'm really taking a chance here. This is great. So whether fail or succeed doesn't matter. You're doing your best. You're living your dreams. You're trying to create your life the way it's supposed to, and that is all you can do. And by letting the universe in, it's going to succeed even more, because you're taking guided and informed action. So that's what I get this week. Have a wonderful time. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. In my private readings, I'm having a lot of problems with plurals and singulars lately. So in your personal reading that you can order on my website, gregoryscott.com, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. So I draw up your natal chart, your birth chart, by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, don't worry, I can work that out for you through a process called chart rectification. Email me or contact me via the website if you want to rectify your chart and find out your time of birth. Once I have the time, or if you already know the time, I draw up your chart. That gives me a blueprint of who you are, where you've been in past lifetimes, why you've come back, and what your life purpose is this time around. what vocationally you're going to be good at and how you are talented and gifted. And it also shows me what your strengths are, what's destined for you in love and romance and family and spiritual progress and health, where you have a choice. You know, you can be a nurturer and a healer, but you can work as a nurse or you can work as a sound healer. You have choice. So if you're interested in any of that, also the predictive astrology and the tarot, that's wonderful for looking at what's coming up in future. So over the next couple of weeks and months and years. And I can also do compatibility reports. So looking at your partner's chart and your chart to see if you're a good match, where there's most friction, how you can overcome that. So if you are interested in any of that, or you have any questions about your life, what's coming up in future in that life, and get in touch for a reading, please hit the subscribe button on this YouTube channel. I do live readings here where I do those for people who can't afford personal readings. So you just ask a question like, what does my love life look like? Or what are my finances like? Or health? And I read those live and I just pull one card for you. It's not a full reading. It's not an in-depth reading, but it's a little bit. It's like a taste of what the energy is about, and often that will guide you. So hit subscribe and make sure the bell is on so you get notified of when I do those. I hope you have a wonderful week here. Check out some of my daily tarot videos. The monthly horoscopes for your specific sun sign are out as well. So if you're an Aries sun, watch the report for Aries. Also, if you're an Aries ascendant, watch that after the video for your sun sign. And then finally, if you want even more information, watch the video for your moon sign, because that's a very sensitive part of who you are as well, and important. So I hope you have a lovely, lovely couple of days. I look forward to hearing from you. And I'll be with you, next week for the daily horoscope. And check out some of the other videos like the vlogs and the live readings and things. There is a live reading on YouTube, so if you want to see what that looks like, click on one of the old ones and you'll see how I go through it, and you'll see the live comments as well. So all the best, have a wonderful time, and I'll speak to you soon.